Have you seen an increase in your insurance premiums or significant change in your insurance coverage? Let Sandbeck Insurance offer you a better plan to suit your business or personal needs. Sandbeck Insurance offers many lines of insurance, whether it's home, farm, or auto insurance, work comp, business, or health and life policies. Sandbeck is here for you. Call or visit our Troy, Enterprise, or Andalusia office today. Sandbeck Insurance, where we take pride in taking care of your insurance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation, under God, indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
Here at Town & Country, we are proud to be an American.
We've had you covered on the inside since 2005, and with our addition of Southern Grill and Patio, we now have you covered on the outside. Come see our great selection, where we make sure grilling and relaxing go hand in hand.
Here's some Napa know-how for you. Your local Napa Auto Parts store in Troy is under new ownership with an all-new fully stocked store. Big deal, you say? Big deal, we say. Like the ownership, the store has a new look, too. We're still delivering the same Napa quality and know-how, but we've increased our inventory and are committed to helping you find the parts you need when you need them. So come check us out. We've got the right part at the right price at the right time.
Know-how, Napa know. Good morning and welcome to Today in LA. My name's Mike Amos. I hope you're doing well this morning on a Friday, a rainy Friday, but it's a holiday weekend, so a lot of folks are making preparations maybe to run down to the beach for maybe a couple of nights or head to the mountains and play in some fake snow up there, but cold temperatures coming in here tonight because of the rain, and so we're looking for a cold weekend, but a wintry weekend. There's still plenty of hunting time left. In fact, hunting season is not over until the first or second weekend in February, Steve? What is that? February 10th will be the last day of deer season, so still a lot of time for a lot of you guys to get out and hunt. In fact, a friend of mine told me this morning that he doesn't really even start thinking about hunting until about this time. The more into the winter months, the cold weather, the better deer hunting is in this part of the country. And of course, hey, be careful what you see in the woods. A Jack, Alabama man saw a bear, a black bear, in his backyard. Bear tails are much like fish tails. The more they are told, the bigger they get. John H. Parrish on the Jack community is not one to stretch a tail, but he's not supposed to be sharing a tail or two. But first things first, Parrish sighted a couple of bears near his home while on a walk Sunday. A tree fell at the edge of the road and still had a bunch of leaves on it, he said, and I was walking and saw the bears feeding on the leaves. At first I thought it was a wild hog, but then I saw that it was a bear, a little one about the size of a dog, but it was a bear. I don't care how little he was. And he said, I saw him, like I said, and I thought he was a dog. I had a hiking stick with a metal tip on it, and I hit the metal on the asphalt, and the little bear took off running downhill toward the creek. Parrish then saw another little bear, and see the bad thing about it, once you see a little bear, the big bear is not far away. It's sort of like seeing a baby rattlesnake. Well, the big rattlesnake's not far away, and that's the way it is with the bear. And Parrish then saw another little bear, but it was looking away from him, and when it saw me, he took off in the woods. But there are bears in the woods. Steve, have you ever seen a bear in the woods in Pike County? Yes? So Steve Camp said he's seen one. Hey, it's about like my buddy Albert Scarborough. When the bank robber came through town, he thought, he said he saw him a couple of weeks before he came through town on the square. Steve said now he's seen a bear in Pike County. Is that true, Steve? And he's been out in the woods many times, so there are bear in the woods. And what do? They come up the Conecuh River from Mobile, or where are they coming from? Coming from Florida, and a lot of it is coming up through the Conecuh River, following the Alabama River on into the Conecuh River, which goes all the way above Union Springs. And that Conecuh River is right down here at the Highway 231 North. And so there are bears in our neck of the woods. A man recently was attacked by a bear in Florida. Can you believe that? In South Florida. That was this week. And he had several stitches, and the bear almost killed him, to tell you the truth. And that happened in his own backyard. He walked out in the backyard, he heard something over in his garbage, and there a bear was on him before he knew it. So in South Florida. So be careful on what you might see in the woods. And as we said, right now a lot of deer and turkey are out there, and of course deer season lasts till the 10th of February, so got plenty of time to get out there. County Sunday sales bill may exclude Troy residents from vote. The Pike County Commission chooses to hold a referendum to decide on Sunday alcohol sales in the county. Troy residents won't have the chance to head to the polls based on the language of the current draft. The Commission unanimously approved the language of a local bill that would give the authority to hold a commission vote or referendum to decide on the outcome of the issue. Included in the bill, which was drafted by the Legislative Reference Services, is language exempts residents within the city limits from being able to vote. So Representative Adeline Booth, Senator Jimmy Holly are working on drafting the bill to put before the commission for final approval. So we could have Sunday beer sales in the county before you know it. This is not good news. Auburn Troy Bank and Trust Company robbed. Auburn police are investigating the armed robbery of an Auburn Opelika branch of Troy Bank and Trust Company Thursday afternoon. The suspects entered the Auburn branch of the bank at approximately 2:10 p.m. armed with a gun and demanded money, leaving with an amount that was yet not determined. Marketing and Public Relations Officer Diana Lee said the local location will be closed until further notice. So even in the big college town of Auburn, you got to be careful with people wanting to rob your bank. And investigators say the suspects left the scene in a silver Mercedes. What is somebody in a Mercedes wanting to do with robbing a bank? Anyone with information, call the crimes contact the Opelika Auburn Police Department and the Opelika Police Department. And again, as long as I've been working here, Troy Bank Trust Company has never had anyone to rob a local bank here. Of course, there are 12 locations now, and one in Opelika, and it really surprises me that they would rob a bank right there in Opelika. But that's they're out there, and there's crazy people out there, and Troy Bank Trust Company has as strong a security as anybody, and as good a reputation as anybody, and but it doesn't matter where you are. If somebody tries to rob your bank, they're going to try to rob your bank, and sometimes they will succeed and sometimes they won't. And I doubt if these people will succeed. Driving away in a silver Mercedes. Can you believe that? Of course, a lot of other things going on. Last night I went to a concert. We talked about this concert the last couple of days on this show. And it was a college concert series at Sartain Hall. And man, let me tell you, I saw last night the Park Band, which is a local band, great band. I saw River Dan last night, a outstanding country music singer. Donica Knight, an outstanding entertainer. Jessica Muse, and Jesse Lynn. These were outstanding performers at the at Sartain Hall last night. It started at 6 o'clock, and I think if they had to do it over again, they would have started later. But they the 6 o'clock to 10 o'clock, and they were still playing last night at 10 o'clock. And I'm gonna tell you, I know they were late getting the word out. And of course, this concert was put together, in just the last few days. But those that did not go missed a treat. And I'm telling you, a treat. One thing was Sartain Hall. Please don't tear Sartain Hall down. If you'd been there last night, you would have said this is one of the best venues for a concert that you've ever been around. And it was a perfect venue for a music concert. And then I started thinking, well, I've seen the Temptations in that gymnasium. I've seen Roy Orbison in that gymnasium. I've seen Ike and Tina Turner in that gymnasium. I've seen the Beach Boys in that gymnasium. Over the years, Sartain Hall has hosted many big name entertainers, and last night I just couldn't help but say to myself, "Oh boy, they're going to tear this place down." That is still a wonderful facility, not just for basketball, but for entertainment. And I could see putting 1,000 seats, chairs, folding chairs on the floor, and then 3,500 to 4,000 more seats. It would hold close to 5,000 people for any kind of concert or meeting or rally or whatever there at Sartain Hall. It's still a wonderful old facility. It opened its doors back in the early 60s, because I can remember as a young boy when it was being built, and we used to go and shoot basketball over at Troy at the concrete outdoor basketball facilities. And I remember going over, and I say this all the time, people laugh at me, but I had to have been the first guy to ever shoot a basketball through a goal in that gymnasium. Me and Jimmy Shirley and Jack Mosley, who lives out in Austin, Texas now, we were playing basketball over there, and we walked through that gym to look at the new gym being built. Of course, Wright Hall, the old gym, was where they'd been playing up until then, but it was still concrete floor. They hadn't even put the wood down yet, but they had already put up the basketball goals. And they had a cardboard around the backboard, the fiberglass backboard, but the orange goal was showing. Well, I flipped the ball up there, and it went through the orange goal. And unless somebody else had done that before me, I was the first person to ever put a ball through a basket at Sartain Hall. But if you'll ride by there, that is still a beautiful facility, especially once you walk in, and could be used for a lot of events. It still is a very good place for concerts. And of course, basketball, the floor is, would need to be redone, but I don't know if you use it. But if it could be used in the same concept of the architectural design of the new wellness center, which is going up there right now, under construction right now, I would really love for them to go by and take another look at Sartain Hall before you tear it down, because everybody there last night was talking about what a perfect setup it was for a big name band to come in there. And of course the students didn't get word like they should. And like one guy says, man, don't ever start anything for the students until around 10 o'clock. They don't even think about going out until that time. And of course, they put this together in a short notice, and it was a fabulous concert. Riverdale, Donica Knight, Jessica Muse, and Jessica Muse went all the way to the very last round of the talent show that's on the very famous talent show that's on our TV now. Mike, good morning. How you doing?
This is actually Will, and I'm in Washington, D.C. I bet you've never got the call.
Will Matthews is in Washington, D.C. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. I was flipping over my Facebook, and there you were.
Wow, oh man, isn't that great? What color sweater am I wearing?
Well, I forgot.
What sign is up on my screen?
Well,
Bearfields of Ozark. Your buddy Mike Bearfield. What are you doing in Washington?
Right now, I'm looking at Bank Salt Court South and Bearfield's clothing store.
That's right. That's right. We're across. You can see us in Hong Kong if you wanted to. Is that right?
I'm looking at you from Washington, D.C.
How many hands? How many fingers am I holding up?
Hold on a second. Well, I turned it back off. Hold on a
second. Excuse me. We'll prove it to you this morning.
I'm watching you again. You got a blue sweater on.
Yeah, all right. What am I holding up?
Finger.
That's right, man. Are you still in your motel room, or where are you?
Oh yeah, I'm in my hotel. Yes.
And what kind of event do y'all have going on this weekend?
I'm going to the White House tomorrow.
Are you really? You're not going to see Mr. Trump, though, are you?
I don't know. I don't think I'm big enough to see him.
But now your son could walk right in there and see him, couldn't he?
He could. I can't.
Yeah. Now, what's the occasion up there? You got a wedding or what?
No, I'm just up here visiting my son and his wife and.
Not only did you get him a job while he was up there in Pennsylvania, he found him a wife. Is that right?
He did, and they're expecting a child. So.
Oh boy, he's having to grow up in a hurry, isn't he?
I'm going to be a grandfather for the first time.
Now, how old is he?
He's 30.
30 years old, and that's plenty good time to start a family. And now he ran Trump's campaign, or worked on Trump's campaign in Pennsylvania. Is that right?
Yes, he directed Trump's campaign for the state of Pennsylvania when he ran for president, and really, he in the primary they didn't lose a county in the whole state.
Yeah, isn't that amazing? You know, it's amazing how fast all this happened. I remember you talked him into going to the convention with you, or he talked you into going to the convention. Which?
I was already a delegate, and he was working for Trump.
Yeah.
He actually stayed with me in Cleveland at the convention.
That's right, but at one time he had no interest in going. Isn't that right?
Well, he wasn't going to go. He was not going to go, and then I talked him into going with me, and we had a great time.
Yeah. I won't put you on hold a minute. We'll be right back. Good morning. You're on Today in L.A. How you doing?
Hey, morning.
Hey, Mike. I got Will Matthews on the other phone. I'm going to put you on hold here. Let's see here if I can move you over. I'm going to put you on hold and back here, and put Will on hold and back here. And let's see here. Let's see if we can go right here, here, here. All right, Will, are you on? I've got them both on hold now. Let me see what I can do here. All right. Okay. All right, Will, good morning. Are you on? Let's see here. All right, let's see here. Now I can't even get them off. Okay. wait a minute here. I might have to have some help. All right, 1, 2. And let's do it right here again. All right. All right, Will, are you on? I got both of them blinking now, guys. There we go. Mike, are you on? I got both of them on hold. I've never had this problem before. Both of them's on hold. Let's see here. Get right here. Well. Good morning. Are we on there? Hold on 1 minute. All right, let's see here. Well, I don't know what my problem is here. I've never had this before. Where
Troy Cable is the leader in smart home security, giving you solutions to monitor, protect, and automate your home. Troy Cable Security keeps your property safe with 24/7 professional monitoring and emergency response. Control thermostats and lighting remotely, which allow options for saving energy and money. Control access to your home remotely with integrated controls for door locks. You can even add our smart home cameras, which allow you to see what you care about instantly. Troy Cable Security. You love them, protect them.
Life is hectic enough without worrying if your lights will stay on or if there's hot water for your child's bath. So count on natural gas to keep the energy flowing, even when the weather is unpredictable. Natural gas is always there to keep your home warm, showers hot, and food cooked to perfection. That's why America has relied on safe and affordable natural gas for more than 150 years. And we will be here for you and future generations too. You can count on natural gas from Southeast Alabama Gas District.
Napa know-how. Here's some Napa know-how for you. Your local Napa Auto Parts store in Troy is under new ownership with an all-new fully stocked store. Big deal, you say? Big deal, we say. Like the ownership, the store has a new look, too. We're still delivering the same Napa quality and know-how, but we've increased our inventory and are committed to helping you find the parts you need when you need them. So come check us out. We've got the right part at the right price at the right time.
Napa know-how. Raise money or something?
Well, they just had this group coming in, and back to our show, ladies and gentlemen, and we've got Mike Amos on the line. We've lost Will. Will, if you're watching on Facebook, please call in. Will was watching us live on Facebook this morning from Washington, D.C., Mike.
I wonder what the weather is up there. I know today here it's 56, but by, I think, 5 today it's going to be 29.
29. It's going to get colder, no question about it. I was thinking about heading south, but it's going to be just as cold down there, isn't it?
I imagine it'd be a lot warmer at the beach, I would think. But, up around, North Alabama and Nashville, they're supposed to get 3 or 4 inches of snow.
Yeah, well, that's something. So a lot of people with the break, you got your holiday Monday, might be wanting to head to the mountains. That'd be fun, wouldn't it?
I mean, I guess that's an option. This weekend Troy will play at South Alabama for a must-win in basketball. Troy's had a week off.
Yeah, I know it. I might. How far is it?
I'm gonna be shocked if they don't find a way to win at South Alabama this weekend. They've got to win this one.
How far is it from say Panama City Beach to Mobile?
I've driven that before from Panama City Beach to Biloxi. It's like 2.5 hours long.
But how about the Mobile though?
I'd say at least 2 hours.
At least how many hours?
Probably 2 hours.
That's not bad. I might think about going over there.
Of course, Alabama had 5 guys to go early to the draft, which is no surprise. The biggest surprise is Damian Harris, the great running back, decided to stay.
Yeah.
Bo Scarborough, Ronnie Harrison.
It doesn't really bother me about Scarborough. I don't care whether he leaves or not. I like Harris.
He just never came back. Looked like 100%.
Yeah, I like Harris a lot better than I like Scarborough, don't you?
Well, I mean, you still got a loaded backfield, though. You got Najee Harris, who came in and played great in the national championship.
He sure did.
Josh Jacobs. You got Robinson, the kid out of Hillcrest, Tuscaloosa. I mean, there's just so much talent.
Yeah. How about the kid, the real fast kid? What's his name, Jacobs?
Yeah, Jacobs is back.
And then they probably signed one, too, didn't they?
I can't remember if they signed one in this class or not.
Yeah.
But they definitely don't need to sign one.
Yeah. Mike, last night I was telling everybody what a wonderful concert this was at the Sartain Hall, but they had it sort of turned around. They started at 6 o'clock with the park band. They should have had the park band going on at 10 or 10:30. They would have practically filled the place up, wouldn't they?
Yeah, I mean, how did that work? I mean, in Sartain Hall, they still have all the seats there?
Yeah, they still have it. Mike, let me tell you, if you walked in that place, you would wish that they would not destroy that building. I've heard that in 6 weeks that they were going to tear that building down. It is still a wonderful building. Gosh, and like you said, if you put seats on the floor, you could put 5,000 people in that place. Did you know that?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. Of course, you know, over the years, you've seen some pretty good concerts there, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest concert ever there was the Beach Boys whenever they came.
Yeah, well, they were great, and of course, you know, I saw the Righteous Brothers. I saw the Temptations there, the Four Tops. I've seen Ike and Tina Turner. Have you ever seen Tina Turner in concert?
No, I imagine Tina Turner in concert would be pretty good.
Yeah, she was something. Now I'm telling you, and of course, the great Roy Orbison. Pretty Woman.
Roy Orbison played at Sartain?
Yeah, he played there at Sartain. A lot of wonderful showmen have been there over the years.
Somebody's sitting there building something next to Sartain. What is that?
Well, they're building a wellness center, a beautiful wellness center. You know, like.
So that's gonna be a rec center.
You know how when you ride through AUM, have you ever seen that rec center at AUM?
Yeah, I've seen it when I'm turning.
They say it's going to be twice. They say it's going to be twice as big as that. That's pretty big, isn't it?
What do you think about this? Derek Ansley was leaving Alabama to be the defensive coordinator at Colorado State, but he decided now that he wants to be the secondary coach, and is taking a job for the Raiders, working for John Gruden.
Oh, really? Oh, man, that's a great opportunity. And you know what? No telling what Gruden will pay him. You know, you'll probably get $500,000 probably.
Of course, they're going to be, playing in Las Vegas as well. So,
is that where they're going to be playing?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see.
Man, oh man, the Las Vegas the Las Vegas Raiders.
And it all started, with him taking a job with Mike Turk at Huntington. So he's going to go from Division III football.
That's right.
I think he coached at Tennessee, Kentucky. He was the co-defense coordinator. Then he went to Alabama. And coach for Saban, and now he's going to coach pro football. So
another guy from Troy.
You got to remember that name in the future for Troy one of these days. If the head job at Troy comes open one day.
Ladies and gentlemen, the coach at Troy had a meeting. Coach Brown had a meeting with his players and said he's not going anywhere. And he was one of 5 people interviewed.
That means he didn't get the job at Arizona.
Well, he was interviewed along with 4 other people for the Arizona job. Of course, he's one of the bright young coaches. Mike, ESPN ranked us 18th in the country. Isn't that right?
ESPN?
Wait a minute. Let's see here who it was.
It was USA Today.
USA Today, which is a pretty reputable paper. USA Today ranked Troy 18th in the country.
But in the coaches poll and then the AP poll, Troy was 27th in the coaches and 31st in AP. But it's still the best record ever for a Sun Belt school.
Yeah. In fact, Troy got 40 votes in the AP poll or the coaches poll.
Coaches poll, yeah.
That is really something to get that many votes, and I'm awfully proud of what they were able to do. Mike, everybody, I don't know if I've ever heard, and I listen to a lot of sports radio, you do too, more Alabama, Georgia stuff. I mean, it's still going on, and people still are just amazed at Nick Saban bringing in that pure freshman. What else could he do? That's what we were talking about yesterday at the coffee shop. What else could he do, man? This guy was self-destructive. He had to do something.
Well, I mean, you've seen flashes against Vanderbilt and Tennessee. What Tua could do. It was just Kirby Smart's a great defensive coach, and Mel Tucker's a great defensive coach. I mean, they knew that basically they could scheme Jalen Hurts, where make him in a situation where he felt uncomfortable and. The throws he did make were short or over guys' head. I mean, you knew early on in the game when he missed that sure touchdown to Ridley, the first series of the game, that he was definitely not going to have a good night. And then some of the other, I mean, he did run for 47 yards in that game. That's what's kind of hard to believe. He ran for 47 yards, but I mean, the throws he did make were awful. I mean, I think it's a situation. I was talking to a buddy of mine yesterday that was at the game, and he said that he was with the coaches afterwards, and went to a party, and there's all these great Alabama players in there, C.J. Mosley, Derrick Henry, and all these guys. And even people in there were already starting to talk about, if he wants to play at the next level, this is really going to be the best thing in the world for him. To either move to like a strong safety on defense or move to
or running back. He reminds me of Cobb that played for Green Bay.
Randall Cobb, yeah.
And didn't Cobb play quarterback in college?
Yeah, Kentucky.
At Kentucky, and then they moved him, and he was a great player.
I mean, David Palmer played quarterback and wide receiver. Of course, he was more of a wide receiver at Alabama, but Hurst runs a 4.5, so he could definitely play.
Oh, and he's a load, and I don't think there'd be anybody at all that would ever argue about his running ability. He's really an outstanding runner.
If he transfers, he's going to have to sit out a year.
Yeah.
But I mean, he was never going early.
No, I don't think he was either. Yeah. But he is a great athlete.
It's a really tough decision, but I think when it's all said and done, Hurts is a coach's son, and I'm sure he'll talk to his dad, and if he feels like he needs to transfer, if he wants to play quarterback, he can do that. If he feels like he wants to move to another position at the next level, that's his only chance to play in the pros.
Mike, when he was in the 9th grade, he was in the same playing football at the same school that Mariota played at, Marcus Mariota. They were friends.
Yeah, you're talking about Tua. That's right.
Yeah, Tua, and they were friends. He and at this St. Louis school in Hawaii, and Mariota told some people when he got said, the guy y'all better watch is this young guy coming up at my old high school. And sure enough, and I thought it was a great article, and it talked about his family and talked about how much football meant to him and at this school. And even as an 8th grader, they said that he was working out with a big team. I'm gonna put you on hold. I'm gonna come back and get you. Hopefully, hold on a minute. Good morning. You're on Today in L.A. How you doing?
Hey, it's Will.
Will, I'm sorry I lost you, man. Sorry we lost you, but we were trying to get both y'all on at the same time. Will Matthews calling from Washington, D.C. Can you see the Capitol from where you are?
Well, the hotel I was in last night, I could, but then I had to change hotels.
Now, in Washington, D.C., and people say, where are the tall buildings? Well, it's a rule there that no building can be taller than the Capitol. Isn't that right?
Well, I think there are no tall buildings. I don't know what the rule is.
Well, Bill, I tell you what, man, we were talking just recently. Man, you've been everywhere. You've done everything. And now you're in Washington, D.C., and y'all going to have a big party up there. Is that right or what?
Well, I'm just going to go around with my children and take a look at it.
Now, who's all there? Is your daughter there, too? Did y'all just close down the law firm or what?
No, it's my son and his wife.
Yeah.
And we're going to have lunch with him at Trump's hotel.
Yeah.
And then
you mean Trump owns a hotel there in Washington?
Oh, yeah. He did this before he was president.
Yeah.
He redid the post office. He bought the post office.
Yeah.
He bought it and redid it and turned it into a massive hotel.
Oh, boy. It's amazing, isn't it? Well, quickly though, back from the story, ladies and gentlemen, started when Will and his son went to Cleveland to the Republican convention. And before you left Cleveland, you got your son a job, didn't you? How'd that work?
Well, actually, he was working for Trump. He started in March, way before the convention.
Oh, okay, but y'all went to some kind of meeting or something, isn't that right?
Yeah, we went to a meeting in Montgomery for the Trump delegates, and there was 33 of us.
And Sessions was there, wasn't he?
Yeah, and I was going to just call in, you know how you call into these meetings, and it was at night, on a Wednesday night, and David said, no, you go in, I'm going to drive you up there. So he drove me up there, and Jeff Sessions was a delegate with me, and I was sitting next to him, we were eating dinner, and he said, your son needs to get involved in this campaign. And I said, well, I don't know anything about that. He picked up his cell
are you serious? About your son?
Trump says he'll be in Wisconsin tomorrow.
Will, you could write a book about this.
I know, and I drove to Tallahassee, who's in Eau Claire, Wisconsin, the next day.
Eau Claire, yeah, okay.
Yeah. He's sent him to Pittsburgh, and people don't realize Trump only had 50 campaign workers in the United States. Hillary had 1,000.
Yeah. But, you know, it's just like it's like a miracle, really, in a way, how that worked out.
And the president told David, before the election, he said, if I don't get elected president, you've got a job the rest of your life. You're the hardest working young man I've ever seen.
And then they sent him to Pennsylvania, one of the strongholds of Hillary, and he turned it around on them, didn't he?
Yep. He has been given credit for winning that state for Trump.
Oh,
he turned around areas that were Democrat areas that voted for Trump.
Will he do a lot of public speaking? Do you think he'll be a politician one day or what?
He's talking about it.
Well, that's something. I know you're proud of him, Will. And let me see if I can bring Mike Amos on in here, and I'm going to put you on hold.
All right.
All right. Michael, we got you on?
I'm on.
All right, here we go. We're going to see what we can do right here. Okay. All right, right here. All right, Will, you on? Mike, you on? All right, we're doing it again.
Just talk to Will if he's on.
All right, here we go, right here. Okay, I got him. All right, thank you. Will, so y'all going to go to the White House today or what?
Going tomorrow.
Going tomorrow, and of course, and you know, does he have privileges that some people don't have, or what?
Well, I mean,
I mean, like to be able to go and visit the White House and so forth.
Oh yeah, but you still have to like get on a list and be screened and that type of thing.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, it's really something, and I know you're awfully proud of him. And again, you know, it's just being at the right place at the right time. Wouldn't you say that's what it was?
Absolutely. I never dreamed he'd be involved in politics.
And of course, and you have been you've gone to the convention how many years in a row?
I've been the last two conventions I've been to.
And how you got to be a delegate? You just put your name in the pot, and when the vote came around, they saw Matthews from Ozark, and that's a big name in Ozark, and they just checked your name out, and you became a delegate. Is that right?
Well, I got elected statewide, so.
I know what I'm saying. You know, name recognition has a lot to do with it, doesn't it?
Well, plus I've got a lot of lawyer friends.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's right. Exactly. We were talking to Will Matthews. Of course, he's in Washington, D.C., and, of course, one of our sponsors of our show, and we appreciate the Matthews Law Firm. Been around a long time. And I was with Perry Hooper last night. Will, he was at a concert here in Troy. He's still got a politician written all over him, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, did you tell him you knew me?
Oh yeah, he knows you well, and of course, you know, Perry's got a way about him. He gets along with a lot of people. He's a politician all over.
The only negative thing about him is he's an Auburn fan. That's the only negative about Perry.
We did talk about Auburn, and there was several Auburn folks there last night, and but there was a lot of Alabama folks there too. You know, I was talking to the group, the Park Band, which is a real popular band here in Troy, and they've been around for a while, and they play the fraternity and sorority circuit. In fact, every weekend they're either at Alabama or Auburn. You know, they're a well-known band. And I asked them, I said, well, since Alabama won the national championship, I was talking to one of the Park boys last night, And I said, do y'all play My Homes in Alabama? He said, yeah. And he said, we lead up to it by saying, y'all got a pretty good football team up here. And everybody said, what? What did you say? He said, y'all got a pretty good football team here at Alabama, don't you? And then when somebody said something, they said, well, my home's in Alabama.
Yeah.
Roll Tide Roll,
Oh, yeah.
So they say that's their favorite song, especially when they're in Alabama. And, of course, when they're at Auburn, it's War Eagle,
Right.
But it's amazing about how good that young man of the Park Band sat right here on my show when he was in the 9th grade, and he started singing some songs. And now they're one of the top college bands in the country. Don't you think that'd be a lot of fun going to, I'm sure it gets old too, but they go to hundreds of colleges all across the country.
Well, I think that'd be great.
Yeah, I know it. No question about it. Now, there was a guy in Ozark that owned a construction company down in Ozark that I thought was one of the best bands around. Was it Backflash or Flashback? It was named Flashback.
Flashback is Ray Williams.
Ray Williams, buddy, and he was really good. And of course, he's dead now. But now the other guy that played the organ was a car dealer.
Mike Gill.
Mike Gill, and that was one of the best local bands in a long time. Let me tell you the song they played that you don't hear much, but it's one of my favorite songs, is Mrs. Grace. Have you ever heard that song, Mrs. Grace?
Oh, yeah.
And they played that band from Ozark played that, and they sort of emulated, I don't know if that's the right word or not, but they were a lot like the Swinging Medallions. You've heard of the Swinging Medallions before.
Oh, yeah. I tell you what, the next time you come to Ozark, I've got their original CDs that they had.
I would love to have it.
From 30-something years ago, and they turned them into CDs.
Yeah.
One of them did for me, and I've got them in my safe.
Well, I tell you what, many times they've been to the Troy Country Club and different other venues that I've been to and played, and they were one of the best bands around. Then the Fabulous Shades came out of Troy that was also real good. And back back when I was growing up in the mid '60s, you had the Ozark Teen Club, you had the Op Teen Club, you had the Andalusia Teen Club, and these bands in Auburn, and it was a circuit sort of, and you just go to Ozark and hear them, or go to Op and hear them, or Andalusia or Greenville, wherever they were,
Right.
But those were good old days.
Yep.
But Will Matthews calling us from downtown Washington, D.C. Are you going to go to any of the museums or anything like that?
I don't know what we're doing today. I know I'm having lunch with my son.
Now, what does he do now, Will? Does he work for Trump now, or what does he do?
He is Trump's liaison to the Agriculture Department, USDA.
Well, that's good.
And so I'm going to go by and see his office, and we're going to go to lunch, and then I'm going to go by and see Senator Shelby and do that, and then...
Will you be able to get in to see Shelby? He's a pretty high watermark now, isn't he?
I've been friends with him for 30-something years.
Let me tell you who else was real close friends with him, with Sessions, was my dog doctor, Dr. Doug Hawkins, the late Dr. Doug Hawkins. You know who I'm talking about, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
He in Troy, he was a huge, and he was walking around with him way before he got to be popular. I used to come to Troy all the time, Sessions.
Let me ask you this. What's have any word on Arizona and your football coach?
Yeah, our football coach has told his team he will be back in Troy next year. But there were 5 people that interviewed for that job. They haven't named anybody yet, but our guy has bowed out of it, so we're glad. Yeah. And you can't, a big school like that paid $2-3 million a year. You can't blame the guy for anybody for applying for the job. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, you're exactly right. Yeah.
And they had a crazy guy, and I tell you why he's crazy. the guy that was there before, turned down the Alabama job, Rodriguez. How in the world could a guy turn down Alabama to stay at West Virginia?
Well, his wife turned it down.
Yeah, I heard that. It had a lot to do with it.
And then he went to Michigan, and he was an absolute disaster at Michigan.
Yeah, that's right. And it's very interesting. The coach at Oregon State, that coached at Nebraska, what was his name? Mike Riley, also turned the Alabama job down. This is before Saban now, and he to stay out at Oregon State. Then he jumps at the first chance he gets to go to Nebraska, and he was just a disaster at Nebraska. And I wonder what his sweet wife's thinking about now. His wife told him about the Alabama job that she didn't want to live in Alabama. Oregon's such a beautiful state. She found out the grass was not greener on the other side of the fence, didn't she?
That's right.
Go ahead. Well, we appreciate you calling in here today. And have you had breakfast yet? Y'all are an hour ahead of us.
Yes, I've already eaten breakfast.
Well, you had breakfast in your room. Did you have it brought up to your room?
My daughter-in-law brought me to McDonald's.
You mean they got a McDonald's in Washington, D.C.?
They've got hundreds of them.
Well, I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, turn out the lights, get all your kids in, because Will Matthews is at our state capitol.
Yep.
You gonna make some things happen while you're up there? What are you gonna tell Sessions when you get up there?
You know what? It's 60 degrees up here, Mike. This is weird.
Well, let me tell you this. The low tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be 29 degrees in Troy. Yesterday, it was hot and sweaty. It was close to 70 yesterday, and it's going to be 29 tonight, Will.
The low in Washington is going to be 50.
Yeah. Boy, it gets cold up there. I tell you, it gets cold up there, though.
But Sunday, it's going to be, the high is going to be 29, the low 17 on Sunday.
Oh, man. You're liable to see some snow.
No, it's clear, but they say snow Tuesday.
Yeah.
And Wednesday.
Well, how long you going to be there? When are you coming home?
I'm coming back Monday.
Well, gosh, you're going to have quite a trip then, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm staying 4 nights.
Yeah. Well, your son is a good example of, getting an opportunity and making the most of it. I mean, he took off running, and, he got into it deep and became a young star in the Republican Party, wouldn't you say?
Well, he's got people trying to get him to come back to Alabama to run their campaign.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, he's a sharp guy, and I know you're awfully proud of him. And, a lot of people don't know this, that you and your uncle is a pretty big politician in the state of Alabama. Wouldn't you say that?
He was at one time.
Trotman, and of course Bubba Trotman, John Bubba Trotman from Troy, Alabama. Now, lived a long time in Montgomery, but is well known in the Republican Party, isn't he?
For years, yes, for years. He's been out of it a long time.
But he's one of the fine gentlemen of all time. Wouldn't you say that?
He was involved in it back when Emory Farmer was.
Yeah, that's right. And Emory Farmer was raised right up the street from him. Were they childhood buddies? Did they play together growing up? Or Emory was older than Bubba, wasn't he?
I think they're about the same age.
Yeah, and they grew up right there on West College Street in Troy. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
You didn't know that Emory Farmer was born and raised in Troy?
I knew he was from Pike County.
Yeah, you heard of the Farmers. The Farmers, Miss Colley, Dr. Colley's wife was a farmer from Troy, and the farmer house is right across the street from the old Henderson house where Sister Schubert redid. Have you ever seen that?
I'm sure Joel Farmer was the former DA from up there was kin to him.
Probably, but I'm not positive. But the Farmer family was, their home was right behind the First Baptist Church in Troy, And then right down the street was Bubba Trotman's house, and that house is still one of the prettiest houses in Pike County.
Yep.
I went to a Christmas party there that was really, really nice, and you know that old West College Street is sort of like that big street of yours in Ozark's got all those big, pretty houses.
Broad Street, yeah.
Yeah, and I tell you what, anybody wants to see a wonderful, wonderful neighborhood, that Broad Street in Ozark's one of the prettiest around, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely, yes.
And the property there has really held its value too, hasn't it?
Ozark's making a comeback. It's starting to get some growth.
Yeah. Well, of course, Troy's growing. Enterprise is growing like leaps and bounds. This whole area, you notice where Troy has just gotten a new industry in here, and what they're going to do, they're going to make pistols. They're going to hire 360 people, and which is really going to be quite a industry coming to Troy.
Right.
And we're tickled about that. Troy Bank and Trust Company, of course, has 12 locations, and their new location in Auburn, Opelika was robbed yesterday.
Well, that's terrible.
Here it is. I mean, and of course, Troy Bank and Trust Company is one of the strong local banks in Alabama. It's over $1 billion bank now. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Well, you know it now.
Yeah. They're building a bank across the street from my house. So.
Oh, Troy Bank Trust Company is?
Yes.
I didn't know that. I knew they were down there. I just didn't know they were building a bank there, so forth. But I know this. We're awfully proud of Troy Bank and Trust Company, and we appreciate them so much. Will, you gonna watch any pro football while you're up there? You gonna be on? You gonna go to Mount Vernon? That's where I'd go. I'd go to Mount Vernon.
I won't be doing any of that, but we're gonna go around and do stuff, and I bet
Yeah.
see some of the games. I will make a prediction. I'm making this prediction.
Okay.
I'm not a pro expert, but the Atlanta Falcons will win Saturday.
All right. Well, good.
And the Saints are going to go to Minnesota and win.
Yeah, that would be something. I love Breeze, don't you?
So the Falcons and Saints will play for the right to go to the Super Bowl.
Well, that would be something.
Yeah.
Well, listen, thank you so much for calling this morning. And you're right, on Facebook, you can see us all over the world.
Yep. All right. Yep.
All right, thank you, Will, and call us back Monday here. No, we won't be here Monday, but call us back Tuesday. Will Matthews calling from Washington, D.C. This show is brought to you by Troy Bank Paint and Body, where we meet by accident. One of the great, one of the outstanding places in our part of the country to have your car that is wrecked look like new again at Troy Paint and Body, and they do a great job down at Broadway. And I want to mention Troy Regional Medical Center and all the great people there. One of the strong local hospitals in Alabama, and of course we're awfully proud of what we've got here in the at Troy, and a wonderful hospital at Troy Regional Medical Center. I want to mention also my good friends over at Town and Country Flooring, and of course now they're in the grill business in a big way. You want to do something real special for your loved one or just a friend or whatever, buy them one of these brand new grills from Town and Country, and I tell you, everybody around is buying up these new grills that you can buy only at Town and Country Flooring right here in Troy. We'll be back in just a moment.
Here's some Napa know-how for you. Your local Napa Auto Parts store in Troy is under new ownership with an all-new fully stocked store. Big deal, you say? Big deal, we say. Like the ownership, the store has a new look, too. We're still delivering the same Napa quality and know-how, but we've increased our inventory and are committed to helping you find the parts you need when you need them. So come check us out. We've got the right part at the right price at the right time.
Know-how, Napa know-how.
Troy Cable is the leader in smart home security, giving you solutions to monitor, protect, and automate your home. Troy Cable Security keeps your property safe with 24/7 professional monitoring and emergency response. Control thermostats and lighting remotely, which allow options for saving energy and money. Control access to your home remotely with integrated controls for door locks. You can even add our smart home cameras, which allow you to see what you care about instantly. Troy Cable Security. You love them, protect them.
Life is hectic enough without worrying if your lights will stay on or if there's hot water for your child's bath. So count on natural gas to keep the energy flowing, even when the weather is unpredictable. Natural gas is always there to keep your home warm, showers hot, and food cooked to perfection. That's why America has relied on safe and affordable natural gas for more than 150 years. And we will be here for you and future generations too. You can count on natural gas from Southeast Alabama Gas District.
Have you seen an increase in your insurance premiums or significant change in your insurance coverage? Let Sandbeck Insurance offer you a better plan to suit your business or personal needs. Sandbeck Insurance offers many lines of insurance. Whether it's home, farm, or auto insurance, work comp, business, or health and life policies, Sandbeck is here for you. Call or visit our Troy, Enterprise, or Andalusia office today. Sandbeck Insurance, where we take pride in taking care of your insurance.
Back to our show, ladies and gentlemen, brought to you by our good friends at Premier Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on the bypass right here in Troy. Brand new dealership, and just they're selling cars like you would not believe. Right now, they've got a huge sale on a new 2018 Ram 1500 Tradesman Quad Cab V8. It was regularly $34,765. Now they've got it at a record price, $28,615. They've also got a new 2018 Ram 4x2 regular cab truck, and they've got it from $29,000 now to $22,770, and that's located on the bypass right here in Troy. And of course, they've got a lot of great deals going on. And I tell you, I love those Ram trucks. And then also the new 2017 Jeeps. There's a few still there. The Wrangler Unlimited Sahara was $44,000. Now it is just $39,000 at Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep on the bypass right here in Troy. Of course, I mentioned this about the Auburn Troy Bank Trust Company's Auburn branch. Nobody loves Troy Bank Trust Company more than me, but and for them to have moved a beautiful branch to the Auburn Opelika area, you would think that would be, fail safe from somebody robbing it. Well, let me tell you, I don't care if it's the First National Bank of downtown Washington D.C. There are crazy people out there to try to rob those banks. So again, that's not good news for that bank, but they'll do well, no question about it. They'll do very well in the Auburn Opelika area, and we appreciate them very much. I want to mention Zach Alford led Goshen in with 15 points in their loss to Andalusia on Thursday night. The Andalusia Bulldogs came to Goshen and beat Goshen 50-40 in a pretty close-knit ball game. Other games, the varsity Liberal Arts Patriots beat Northside Methodist on Thursday in Dothan 69-58. So they're playing very well right now. And the Pike County Bulldogs were victorious over Houston Academy 54-42. And then of course the Goshen boys also lost 52-38 to Andalusia boys. Of course the girls also lost to they won. The Goshen girls beat Andalusia. So congratulations to Coach Weiler and her team. They're off to a very good start, and I know everybody's excited about Goshen basketball. Of course, I want to mention Troy's golfer adds a pair of state champions to the rosters. Troy men's golf program has signed Kyle Cornelius and Will McFadden that will join the Troy golf team this fall, this next fall. The pair helped St. Paul's High School in Mobile to back-to-back state championships, and to be able to go in and recruit these guys is really good for Troy's program. Kyle Cornelius and Will McFadden are now on the Troy golf team, and should you start recruiting those kind of guys, no telling what you can be able to do with your program. Cornelius was named to Alabama.com Super All-State golf team following his sophomore year after he turned in a top 10 finish, a pair of victories, including a 5A sub-state championship with a 9 under par 63 in the final round of the state finals. So Troy's getting a big-time golfer coming in here in Kyle Cornelius. And also talking about Cornelius and McFadden. McFadden won the 5A individual state title in 2017 with a 200 par 70 in the final round of the state championships, and so he's also an outstanding golfer, and will enhance Troy's golf program, no question about it. Of course, right now going on the construction of the Wellness Center, which will be a fabulous center, which will have swimming pools, indoor tracks, weight facilities, restaurants. They'll have all kinds of things in this state-of-the-art facility. But again, as I was sitting there at this concert last night in Sartain Hall, I said, oh, please don't tear down this beautiful facility. And I tell you, Sartain Hall, and I've been in it many times, and I know a lot of Troy people have, is still a beautiful facility that can be used in so many ways. Last night, it was perfect for that concert, and and the acoustics were outstanding, the stage was outstanding, and there were people down on the floor, people in the bleachers. It was just a wonderful venue for a great time, as everybody had last night. And my buddy Merle Sport and the folks that put that on really deserve quite a handshake, because they really did a lot, and this was a great opportunity for students at Troy to hear some great music, and those that were there really enjoyed it, no question about it. Of course, we got a lot of basketball going on. We got pro football. We've got the first game tomorrow will be at 3:35, and it'll be on NBC. It'll be Atlanta at Philadelphia. And of course, Philadelphia had got their quarterback injured for the year, but their backup quarterback is a good one too. So this will be a great game with Atlanta playing at Philadelphia. Should be some cold temperatures for that game. Tennessee at New England tomorrow night at 7:15 on CBS. Tennessee, of course, with Marcus Mariota, and also the former great Alabama running star Derrick Henry, won the Heisman Trophy at Alabama. Those two guys really make Tennessee a very strong competitor in that game. So two big games tomorrow: Atlanta at Philadelphia, 3:30, and Tennessee at New England will be the night game, 7:15. Now on Sunday, Jacksonville plays at Pittsburgh. It should be a snowy Pittsburgh, as it always is this time of year. They play at 12:05 on Sunday on CBS, and New Orleans with Drew Brees, one of my favorite players, plays at Minnesota at 3:40. That will be on Sunday afternoon. So we've got four big football games coming up, and of course the winners will play each other for the championships next week. So the winner of the Atlanta Philadelphia game will play the winner of the Tennessee New England game next week, and then the winner of the Jacksonville Pittsburgh game, New Orleans Minnesota game, will play each other also next week for the right to play for the Super Bowl championship. So all of that's coming up. So football season is not over. Believe you me. We'll be right back.
Here's some Napa know-how for you. Your local Napa Auto Parts store in Troy is under new ownership with an all-new fully stocked store. Big deal, you say? Big deal, we say. Like the ownership, the store has a new look, too. We're still delivering the same Napa quality and know-how, but we've increased our inventory and are committed to helping you find the parts you need when you need them. So come check us out. We've got the right part at the right price at the right time.
Know-how, Napa know-how.
Troy Cable is the leader in smart home security, giving you solutions to monitor, protect, and automate your home. Troy Cable Security keeps your property safe with 24/7 professional monitoring and emergency response. Control thermostats and lighting remotely, which allow options for saving energy and money. Control access to your home remotely with integrated controls for door locks. You can even add our smart home cameras, which allow you to see what you care about instantly. Troy Cable Security. You love them, protect them.
Life is hectic enough without worrying if your lights will stay on or if there's hot water for your child's bath. So count on natural gas to keep the energy flowing, even when the weather is unpredictable. Natural gas is always there to keep your home warm, showers hot, and food cooked to perfection. That's why America has relied on safe and affordable natural gas for more than 150 years. And we will be here for you and future generations too. You can count on natural gas from Southeast Alabama Gas District.
Have you seen an increase in your insurance premiums or significant change in your insurance coverage? Let Sandbeck Insurance offer you a better plan to suit your business or personal needs. Sandbeck Insurance offers many lines of insurance. Whether it's home, farm, or auto insurance, work comp, business, or health and life policies, Sandbeck is here for you. Call or visit our Troy, Enterprise, or Andalusia office today. Sandbeck Insurance, where we take pride in taking care of your insurance.
Back to our show, ladies and gentlemen, brought to you by Troy Paint and Body. And also want to mention Hook's Barbecue on the bypass right here in Troy. A great place for a good hot camp stew on a cold winter night like we're going to have in this weekend. And, of course, just, hey, it's hard to believe it's just $8 a quart for camp stew from Hook's Barbecue. And it is simply delicious. And get some of that wonderful pound cake and rice while you're there. And excuse me. I'm gonna whip this. One day. I promise you. I got an antibiotic that's gonna whip it. I hope. But I know people out there that got the same what we call crud. You get start coughing, and you can't control yourself. Well, that's the way it is. And hey, I've got a wife coughing, and I've been coughing for the last month. I don't know what the deal is, but it's been tough. Auburn has landed one of their top quarterback prospects. It's no surprise to many people. Patrick Nix, the former Bo Nix, the son of former Auburn quarterback Patrick Nix, announced Wednesday that he'll be attending Auburn for his college football, and Nix is the Patrick Nix. His father is the head coach at Princeton Valley High School, who was either the state champion or the runner-up. I think they won the state championship. Bo Nix passed for 2,872 yards and 35 touchdowns while missing 4 games. Can you believe that? For the 6A state champion Indians, and they did win the 6A championship. In that state semifinal game, he completed 31 out of 39 passes for 7 touchdowns in a 51-50 overtime win over Austin of Decatur. Auburn is getting a fabulous quarterback, ladies and gentlemen, where Auburn tailback signee Asa Martin was on the other sideline for Austin, and Auburn is getting him. Gosh, Auburn is tearing it up right now. They're getting Asa Martin, and Of course, in a game against Wetumpka, Nix was 13 out of 25 for 223 and 3 touchdowns. Nix, a 4-star prospect who is in the nation's second best 2019 quarterback. Now, see, he is not going to be a senior next year. He's going to be a junior, but he's already committed to Auburn. He's second best 2009 pro style quarterback in the country. Is the second Burbage the Auburn 2019 recruiting class to join the state's best wide receiver prospect, Hoover's George Pickens. So, man, they're racking up some great players at Auburn. Nix was named the most valuable player in the Nike opening regional camp in Atlanta, and was the underclassman, was the only underclassman to be given such an honor. Nix's verbal pledge gives Auburn the quarterback stability it had been desperately seeking since the mass exodus of transfers. Woody Barrett, Tyle Queen, and Jackson Franklin III. Those are the guys that have left Auburn just this recently. And the dismissal of former starter and 4-star prospect Sean White. The last time Auburn received a quarterback signee from the state's top prospect was a 5-star native Jeremy Johnson in 2017. Auburn currently has 3 scholarship quarterbacks on the roster, including Jarrett Steedham, and of course everybody knows who Steedham is, and let me get this other guy down. Willis, what's his name here? Malik Willis is that backup quarterback, and a 4-star early signee, Joey Gatewood, is a big name already. So, you know, with Nix coming in here, I don't know if these guys are going to buy out or not, but let me just tell you a little something more about this guy. Now, he plays this, I don't know if he'll come early like the Opelika quarterback did to go to South Carolina, but this kid must be that good. It says Gatewood, Steedham, who announced last week that he would bypassing the 2018 NFL draft for a return to Auburn, will be a 4th-year junior next fall. Willis, a former Class 7A Offensive Player of the Year, you know, he's a wide receiver out of Hoover of the year, and first-team All-State selection in Georgia, was the backup quarterback this past season. This was Willis, excuse me, and just had 266 total yards. Bo Nix's offers are from Alabama, Ohio State, Florida State, Clemson, Georgia, and most recently LSU, but is part of a family where Dad played quarterback at Auburn. His mother went to Auburn. His older sister is currently at Auburn as a student. So no question where Bo Nix was going, and boy, what a player he's going to be. But I think they'll have to wait to 2019 to get him, because he's just a junior, or he's just a junior this year, will be a senior next year. So thought you Auburn folks might get a kick out of that, because it looks like Auburn's recruiting is really good. You on today in L.A.? How you doing?
Good morning. Just calling back.
Mike Amos calling back. Mike, I was reading the credentials of Bo Nix. God, he is phenomenal, isn't he?
Yeah,
he threw 35. He threw 35 touchdown passes and missed 4 games because of an injury.
Yeah, I mean, he missed some big games, and they still went undefeated. The backup quarterback was a 10th grade kid that came in and played really well. I watched him on TV a couple times this year. I mean, I think everybody knew the whole time he was going to go to Auburn. Of course, that's where his dad played, and his dad's known for that famous completion to Frank Sanders in Alabama.
That's right.
Of course, his dad was up at Scottsboro coaching, and he played for him at Scottsboro, and don't you know that had to make them sick when he left Scottsboro to go to Pinson Valley. And of course, Pinson Valley won the state championship.
And Pinson Valley had not won anything until he had gotten there. You know, that's where the O'Toole boys went to school.
I know. I go by there all the time.
And so Pinson Valley, that's the first time anybody had ever thought of them, playing for a championship. And doggone, they didn't win the thing.
Yeah, I tell you, they got a nice facility too. It's a nice.
They look like Florida State. They're garnet and gold.
They are,
and they look like Florida State. And but now let me ask you this:
Don Jacobs left Aniana and went to replace Nix at Scottsboro, and I think he had a pretty tough year this year at Scottsboro.
Yeah, but I tell you, Don Jacobs is a good coach. He had great teams at Aniana, and of course, former University of Alabama quarterback who played or coached here at Troy. I thought he was pretty good offensive coordinator at one time, didn't you?
Yeah, he coached at Troy for 10 years, and then he also, coached down at Luverne for a little while.
Yeah,
Norman.
That's right, sure did. And of course, now they say this guy's a 2019 signing. His daddy's not about to let him go early like that, like the Opelika kid did, unless somebody hires him. What do you think?
The Bentley kid?
Yeah, the Bentley kid. The Bentley kid did what, to my knowledge, no player has ever done. He left his junior year, like he left when school was out on his junior year. He went to play for South Carolina.
Early.
I know he graduated early, but like you said, he went right after his junior year. He enrolled at the University of South Carolina and has been their quarterback ever since. Isn't that right?
He didn't start until about 6 or 7 games until his freshman season.
Yeah.
That's when they brought him in.
I know, but he's the only guy I can ever remember that just completely did not go his senior year in high school.
Yeah,
a lot of them go half the year, like they'll go to January and then will enroll in a school in January. But this guy left and went in the fall.
Yeah, as a junior. They're going into the senior. That's right.
But Auburn is killing everybody, Mike, recruiting. They got this top player, the top receiver in the state out of Hoover.
Well, according to all the radio shows, all the Auburn fans are calling in and saying, y'all won the national championship, but y'all can't beat us.
Is that what they said? Hey, well, you're right. You're right.
I tell you what, I would have liked to see Tua play against Auburn.
Hey, I would have liked to see him play against Auburn too. You're right. It would have made all the difference in the world. But tell me about this guy named Asa Martin, Mike. Who is he?
He's running back out of Decatur.
And how in the world did they get him?
Well, I mean, I guess they had somebody go out there and recruit him. Auburn's got really good.
And how did they get George Pickens, Mike, from Hoover? This is supposed to be Alabama territory.
I don't know. No, Hoover's been Auburn and Alabama. They don't lean any certain way. I'm riding by the new Nick Saban Mercedes-Benz dealership here in Irondale, Alabama, as we speak.
You reckon
big commercial talking about it.
Does he talk about it on the commercial?
Oh yeah, he's got a big new commercial talking about their new campus and that
all his coaches are driving brand new Mercedes. Is that right?
And that we strive for excellence. I know he does.
Yeah, Mike, tell us about Ansley again. You mentioned something about Ansley. And of course, ladies and gentlemen,
Derek Ansley was coaching in Alabama the last 2 years, coaching defensive back. After leaving Kentucky, he was the co-defense coordinator at Kentucky when he left. But now he was going to go coach for Mike Bobo at Colorado State and be his defense coordinator. But then he got an opportunity with John Gruden taking the Raiders job. That he's the new secondary coach for the soon-to-be Las Vegas Raiders.
Boy, isn't that a great opportunity? Now, ladies and gentlemen, he's a guy. I've got a picture in my office of this young freshman playing against Nebraska, a goal line stand. He probably didn't weigh 180 pounds, Mike. He was skin and bones, as a freshman. And he made a heads-up tackle on the goal line. You remember that goal line stand?
I remember, yeah.
And he was a pure freshman out of Tallahassee, Alabama, and just hit that lineman and knocked him flat on his back.
I think in Vegas that day, honest God, I think Troy was a 44-point underdog, and the final score was 42-14. Got beat by 28.
Yeah, well, that was Nebraska, yeah.
Nebraska, yeah.
And
It didn't mean 4 and 44. It might have been close to 50.
but we scored the first points, didn't we? Didn't we score the first?
Yeah, DeMontre Carter scored.
But Ainsley, he'll have a shot at some head coaching jobs before long. Now I tell you another guy from Troy, Mike. I tell you another guy from Troy that's just as popular is Tommy Robinson. Now
he's been that way for a long time.
Or is he still at LSU, or where is he?
Last time I thought he was at Texas, but now I think he's at LSU now.
Now he's also coached in the pros at numerous places. He's from Phoenix City. I met his wife this past spring. Tommy Robinson has been really, really successful.
Is he a guy that was good enough of a player at Troy to be in the Troy Hall of Fame?
You would think he was a good player, but if they look at the other things he's done, I can understand it, can't you?
Oh yeah.
But Mike, I can list you 100 people right now, 100.
Yeah, well, I have to go to the Hall of Fame.
That deserve to be in that Hall of Fame, and eventually, hopefully, they'll be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I'm still surprised Brock Nutter's not in the Hall of Fame yet.
Yeah, exactly. They got an article today talking about this guy and a lot of people saw it on the at the game with this Micah Brown, Mike. What was the
Micah Brown?
Micah Brown. Now he was the guy that hit the Georgia guy and got a penalty. And then when he came off the field, one of the coaches said something to him, and he attacked the coach. Isn't that right?
Yeah, I mean, you could tell there was some kind of skirmish going on, and then they sat him down, and then, on the next kickoff, he about clotheslined the guy.
I mean, like to broke the guy's neck. You're right, like to broke the guy's neck, and thank goodness it wasn't a close.
Saban didn't see all that. They were asking him about the game, and he didn't see it. I think he was kind of away from him, but.
If he would have seen it, he would have benched that kid, and the kid wouldn't have come back. But
yeah, my wife was saying they ought to, send him to the locker room, and I will say that's one thing Alabama really got improved on in the playoffs. Their special teams on kickoff were phenomenal.
Oh man, they sure were.
J.K. Scott was kicking it right at about the one, or about right.
You're exactly right, Mike.
They had to run it out. Clemson and Georgia were having to start inside the 15 most of the time.
But the rest of their special teams were terrible. But you're right. The kickoff team was excellent. You're right.
No. J.K. Scott had a big punt in that game. He pinned him at the 5 against Georgia. That was a good punt.
Now, is Scott coming back, or will he go into pros?
No, Scott's a senior. He's
okay.
done.
Well, I would think the biggest question mark, and they ought to put a billboard. They ought to put a billboard on the interstate saying we need a field goal kicker. Call this number, and that'd be the athletic department at Alabama. Nobody in this country needs a field goal kicker worse than him. But if you look at it at his record, it was pretty good.
Yeah, that's what I mean. A lot of my friends were saying. He's 14 for 15 inside 40 yards. So.
But you know what? I promise you, you were sitting in Birmingham, and I was sitting in Troy. And when you knew, I said to myself, he won't make it. And you know what? I think hundreds of people across this country said the same thing.
I never thought he would miss it that bad.
I mean, he duck hooked it. He just duck hooked it, and
it looked like his foot slid on that field turf. I don't know. I guess we'd have to have a kicker on the show. Somebody kicked on.
Well, they froze him twice. Then they froze him twice, I think. And people laugh about that, and they say, "Well, why are they doing that? It works, doesn't it?"
No, Georgia was out of timeout. They didn't freeze him at all. Alabama.
Oh, I thought they did freeze him.
No, Alabama called the timeout.
Oh, okay. I thought Georgia called it.
That's what was so insane in that game. Alabama called.
They froze their own kicker, didn't they?
But listen to this. Alabama calls the timeout with 6 seconds left.
I thought that was the craziest thing in the world. You're right.
Irate on the sidelines. He brings Jalen Hurts back into the game. A lot of people don't realize that. Hurts came back in to run the ball to the middle of the field, and then they called a timeout with 3 seconds left to bring the kicker on to kick it.
And then, ladies and gentlemen, it was set up and everybody was telling me that he liked the hash mark. He liked where the ball was, and and it would have probably gone through from that hash, but they put it in the middle.
Why would Saban have done that? Why would Saban have done that then?
But don't you agree? Don't you agree that he wanted that hash mark over there?
Obviously, he didn't, because because they brought Hurts in to move it to the middle of the field.
But the field goal was a straight shot, just like an extra point. That was an NFL extra point, wasn't it?
Pretty much, 35 yards, NFL extra 33.
Yeah.
I mean, I tell all my friends, and we've talked about it a lot these last few days. I just thank God, because we were both saying, what would you have done? I think I would have literally just ran up into the bleachers to my parents and said, give me a cab, give me an Uber, get me out of here.
Yeah.
I couldn't have gone to the locker room.
Did you know, and thank God, and the Lord works in mysterious ways. If Georgia wins with that field goal, and this kid would have been a GOAT for the rest of his life. Isn't that sad? I mean, he would have been considered a GOAT for the rest of his life.
Even worse, though, if he would have come in and missed another one to tie it to go into double overtime.
Yeah. Mike, against Mississippi State his senior year, and let me tell you this, Don Jacobs was a heck of a quarterback at Alabama, but he fumbled against Mississippi State. Do you remember that?
Oh, I was only 3 years old.
I know, but have you heard of that play before? He is known to this day, and he was a good quarterback at Alabama. He is known to this day for fumbling against Mississippi State.
I worked with two guys in Tuscaloosa, the big Alabama fans at Wagner's, and one of them was about 47, one of them was about 50, and as soon as I mentioned his name, that's what they brought up.
Exactly. Isn't that amazing? And I'll tell you something else sad. On that same day, Shorty Price was killed in an automobile accident just south of the junction on Highway 231. I'll always remember that. It was on the game. And if you'll remember, Mike, Alabama beat Mississippi State when Bill Rice died. Isn't that right?
I'm not sure.
I want to say it was Mississippi State, but what I'm saying, thinking of Mississippi State, that was what I think about. But we watched the game. Do you remember the game we went to? We sat on the 1 yard, sat on the 50-yard line on the front row with Alabama and Mississippi State. Do you remember that?
Yeah, when they came back with Barker.
When Barker brought them back from way back behind. I don't think there's enough talk about that game. That was one of the most brilliant games I think I never remember. And Mississippi State had that great receiver. What was that guy's name that was so good?
He played in the pros, Eric Moles.
Eric Moles. And Barker, that was one of the best comebacks I've ever seen. I know we're talking in circles this morning.
Miss Kick, you're at the famous game where Alabama was playing Michigan in the Orange Bowl, and all Alabama's going to do is...
That's right, missed the extra point.
To go to double overtime, and of course, little did we know, Michigan's quarterback was...
Yeah, it was Brady.
All time, Tom Brady.
You're right, it was Brady.
They still talk about Alabama's field goal kicker, Ryan Luker. An extra point, and Alabama loses the Orange Bowl.
Well... And Greg Gant was the guy that took 2 long steps to punt against Auburn and Bama punt. He had 2 consecutive kicks blocked, and if you watch the replay, he took 2 long strides. Now they take 1. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you were at that game, weren't you?
Yeah, I was at that game. Sat there by myself. And
that has to be one of the most devastating losses ever.
It was terrible. Auburn... If they would have tackled Auburn at the 1 yard line, Auburn wouldn't have scored. Alabama's defense just shut them down the whole ball game. And they blocked 2 punts. One 17 to 16. And I'll tell you another GOAT was the Cowboy. They call him the Cowboy, Richard Simoney, in the game against Texas, or no, it's Oklahoma. He missed a chip shot field goal in the I forgot what bowl it was, but and they lost or they tied Oklahoma. But it was another. I mean, you can just go down in history and see all these examples of guys that cost their teams a game that people hadn't forgot, over the years.
I think what we ought to do though before the show, just mentioned this senior class for Alabama, 53-5.
Boy, that one's good, wasn't it?
In 4 years. Average 13 wins a season.
Yeah.
I mean, think about that. 13-1 this year, 14-1 last year, 14-1 the year before that,
Yeah, no question about it. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate our sponsors so much, and we want to thank everybody. Been a great show, and we're going to Monday is a holiday. You going to take the holiday, Mike?
I mean, we got to work, but I mean,
But and of course, it is a holiday, and I hope you have a safe holiday and enjoy your holiday. And in the meantime, I'm gonna try to get rid of this crud that I've got, this cough. But that's life, I reckon. When you're behind a TV camera. But of course, we appreciate Pike County Ford. Huh?
Basketball game for Troy tomorrow. They got to win at South Alabama.
They sure do. It's a very big game, and I might try to go down there and see that. That'd be a heck of a game. No question about it.
You can go down there and call your cousin up, Brent Betzel.
Yeah, you're right. Brent is a good cousin of mine, and I might just do that. Hope you've enjoyed our show, and you'll be with us bright and early Tuesday morning for Today in L.A.